What is up, boyos? It is Water Buffalo Man here, and we're back for more Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle. Alright, so we are going to be doing another 10th anniversary prep guide build thing, where we're covering the easiest way and the best way to actually get support items in the game of Dokkan, especially early on and as you progress throughout. So we're going to just jump right into this. The easiest and most efficient way to get items, support items that is by the Genius Bulma's Battle Prep. It used to be an event that would only come around during the World Tournament era, like when World Tournaments would appear. You would see this a lot more often then specifically, but now it's actually available and prevalent all the time. It's actually active 24/7 right now, so you can do this any given time you want to. So let's just dive into it a little bit. There's a two-stage fight. Well, it's one stage with two difficulties, should I say. It's hard and Z hard. Hard, you're guaranteed to get one of these, which the list of them more being all these here. And Z hard is a list of one of these. You're guaranteed to get one of these here. But you can get more dependent on how the event partakes, and you get a bunch of them as you progress, right? And I'll show it off a little bit when I actually go over the event in the game. Actually, I'm going to play these events back so you guys can see it both situations on hard and Z hard. But you can get any of these items, and you can get more than one as well. You can get multiples of these. But then, if you actually dive into the event, here's a little bit more detail on the event specifically. The hard difficulty costs about 25 stamina. You'll get about 700 XP, 1500 Zenny, and about 1.06 link rate level. I truly do not understand link rate levels, what that means, but I know anything above a 1 is generally pretty good. So if you do it again on Z hard, you have 30%, 30 stamina, 1500 XP, 8000 Zenny, and a 1.125 link rate level. So that's pretty decent. That's a pretty high link rate level for the most part. It's pretty high considering the link rate level for an actual link level stage is only a 7. So that's pretty decent for it for the most part. But the main reason why I wanted to cover over this page specifically is because there are 9 different missions you can get from it. Each time you progress it, you can do this an unlimited amount of times. It goes all the way until the end date of 12/31/2037. So we got at least another 14 years of Dokkan at this point, but they're going to be covering all of these different types of missions you can complete and do them all to get these free items throughout the game. So you complete it one time, you get this list of items, support items. You clear it 3 times, you get this, 5, you get this, 7, you get this, 13, 15, 17, and 20. So each time you complete it, you get a lot of actual good items you can use. You do get 3 stones for completing it 10 times total, but you get a total of 5 stones, 2 here, and if you do it 10 times, you get 3 more, so you get 5, which isn't bad. I'm not complaining about the stones. But the big ones you really want to be aiming to get when you do these are these 4 here, more or less. Mainly these 3, and then this guy here, because this guy here is actually really, really good, or at least, because I very seldomly get these for some reason. But this is a really good item to get. Let me see if I can find it. Right here, the mouse, and this has a full breakdown on it. I'm not going to break down every single item, but the mouse actually does enemies' attack and defense reduced by 40% for 2 turns. So that's a really good item that I specifically use when I'm doing Super Battle Roads, Extreme Super Battle Roads, when I struggle against some of the stages, which I don't really against Super Battle Roads anymore, but Extreme Super Battle Roads, this is something you really want to use because it almost cuts their attack and defense in half. So that's quite drastic. And as well, if you can happen to come across one of these, let's see if I can find it. Chi Nurse reduces all enemies' attack and defense by 74% for 1 turn. It doesn't stack though, so it's only a 1-turn thing. But 74% is a pretty good deduction of their attack and defense, as well as this one gives you health by 55% and 30% damage reduction, and health and then 50% defense for 2 turns. This one's pretty good too. I like it just because of the additional attack, but mainly because of the health recovery. Icarus is a solid 35% damage reduction, and then Whis on here as well is 40%. So, I mean, it's a pretty good set of items, but let me just jump right over really quick and I'll actually dive into the events myself and show you guys what they kind of play like. So guys, here we are in the actual Dokkan game itself. We're going to actually jump right into the Genius Bulma's Battle Prep, and I'm going to show you somewhere else you can actually go about and get some free items. So we're going to save that for a second, but let's just jump right into the stage and see how we do. It's really easy, it's not a hard fight at all. This is just the team I ran before. I don't entirely know why. I don't think there's any buffs or anything you can specifically get, but I know you can get some decent items from running it. So we'll actually we'll run a GT team because why not? And yeah, see right here, you can get extra items throughout completion. You can only ever get 1s if I remember right. Yeah, only ever get 1. So we're getting 3 golds and 1 silver. And then we'll get a reward for beating it. I forgot what I was trying to say there. you get a reward for beating the stage. So we're going to go like this. Do you link better with you? Yes, you do, but you lose link of legendary power. We're going to swap those two around. Doesn't really matter too much. This is not going to be a hard fight in any way, shape, or form. But I like the links anyway because it just makes it look more like fluid and flow together better. Alright, let's see. Let's finish this stage really quick. It's not going to take long. It's not a hard fight. It's a cakewalk for the most part. And you could beat this with specifically the free-to-play team that I showed you guys, which actually I will do that in the next one. I'll run on the hard difficulty with the free-to-play team that I showed you guys last time. But as you saw, we got 3 support items of gold tier. So let's just exit out of this and see what we got. So, like I said, it narrows it down to certain items you can only get. So, in the case of this stage, they consider the mouse I was showing you only a hard quality item versus a Z hard quality item. So, as you saw, we didn't get a single Bulma, but we did get 3 of the Princess Snakes, 1 Whis, 1 Bulma, 1 Marin, which the Marin's kind of okay, and we got 1 Ghost Usher. So let's go back a page, take this on in 7 seconds. I'll be having enough stamina. I do not right now, because I've been using my stamina to do actually awakenings of units. Alright, now let's jump into this, but let's take it on with the Saiyan Saga team that I showed you guys about before. That is actually really, really good. So let's just jump right in with this team and show you guys that you can actually beat this with the Saiyan Saga team. Excuse me, because I know you guys probably are wondering how good the team actually does in events. Well, we can take on some of those events actually if you guys want to see that content. But let's just see what this team can do against this stage, which again, it's not going to be difficult. I just wanted to show off the team a little bit. Alright, let's see. Who's our best? Probably these two. Will put you in slot 1. Put you there. Put you there. TN is going to be our strongest, no question, in terms of offense. But let's just see how well we fare. Yeah, 8.5 million. Like, this is not on a, like I said, this isn't a full 400% team. We are running a 200% leader on the other side in the Piccolo and Gohan, but we are only running the 130 Goku that I was pointing out to everybody is a really good leader for you guys. Again, we got 3 more support items, so there you guys have that. It's very simple. You can beat this with the Saiyan Saga team I gave you, and by that point, you should have a bunch of meat, especially if you're starting new. They should be giving it out like crazy here coming soon, leading into the anniversary, and you'll get a bunch of items. And as you saw, we ended up getting Pausasaurus tail, which recovers 2 HP per key sphere obtained. I mean, that's pretty decent, honestly. The Lemo is alright. The Chile is pretty alright, and so is the Monaka costume. But you can do this multiple times over, and like I said, there's rewards for it. But there's also one more thing I want to show you guys that you can actually go and do. To get some items, you can go to your Zenny shop here in the Baba Exchange. You can buy Senzu Beans here. You can buy level up items, training items, but they're not, and you can actually buy some of these throughout here too. The Marins, the future Chi-Chis, or future Bulma, I'm sorry, the Ghost Ushers, the Chi-Chis here, you can buy them as well. You always want to purchase these when they're in the shop. I actually didn't come through here and look at this yet, so I kind of waited to see if I could do this. You can find all of these throughout here. You want to do these, it resets every, I want to say 8 hours or a day, something like that. I don't remember, they've changed it so many times, but you can come through here and just continue to buy these as long as you have the Zenny, which I've showed you a way to crank out Zenny, so there's that. You get a bunch of items this way, and I highly recommend doing it because they're really, really good items. Is there a limit on this one? There is not a limit on that one. Certain ones have limits, other ones don't. So like, for example, I could buy as many of these as I wanted to, but I'm not going to keep doing that. But let's just go over to the main thing I was going to show you. Is you go over to the treasure tab, and with right now we got the snowman celebration going on for the holiday event, the Christmas, whatever you want to call it. You can actually come over here and grab a bunch of items with the snowmen that you can't get naturally by purchasing from the Zenny shop usually. So like you can get the Oolong Bull transformation. All allies have a chance of performing critical hit plus 1% per key sphere obtained. And attack plus 20%. It's kind of okay, but the main one I'm looking at is the mouse. With me having, I could buy all 10 of these right now, which I'm probably going to do because I really enjoy using the mouse. That gives me 30 more of them because I have 10 times 3 times per purchase. That gives me 30 of them. And if you scroll down through, Chi-Chi again, perfect, exactly what I want to grab. The really good Chi-Chi one you want. And it's just a bunch of items here you can always grab. And depending on what kind of event we got going on, you could generally buy a lot of free items with the progression items you get and the treasures you get from just playing the game. But there you guys have it. That's a really easy way to farm items. It's very simple. Just continue to do that Bulma event. And like I said, go back to having all the Zenny you would have and just participating in what's going on in the game at the time, which leading into the 10th anniversary is going to be a lot. you'll be able to burn through items and get tons of Zenny and then purchase those items back to back to back. Keep yourself ready to keep playing the game. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.